Boom! Your main man enter would return to amuse and delight your mind while somehow infiltrating knowledge in the back door. Just finished a video on terrible game master, Slaughterhouse rules. But it doesn't. Good Lord, baby. So, that being established as it has been, and check your local listings for that video. What I'm going to talk about here, after I've rambled away for 30 seconds, is GM knowledge. Now, we talk about player knowledge a lot. We go, oh, look at these bitch asses. They're using player knowledge. And we all know what player knowledge is. And just in case, like the first time you ever watched a role-playing game video, a D&D video, anything like that, go watch my How to Play D&D videos, and then you're going to get a little bit straightened up. Go watch my How to Run Vampire videos, those kind of videos for you. This video might confuse you a little bit. So, player knowledge is shit that you know for real that your character doesn't know, that you work through the game. Game Masters can do this too. Game Masters have no more right or authority to do this than you do. It is still exactly the same thing. It destroys the credibility and believability of the game. The Game Master should be the guardian of that. That is what you're trying to protect. The integrity, the believability, the reality of the game you've created. When you do that, it destroys. I've been insulated, fortunately, from a lot of the underbelly, the seedy underbelly, the trash of RPG, because for very many years I've been able to insulate myself with great quality players, and I even through this medium found people, for Skype and so forth that are great quality players, and I've had that great experience. But when I hear comments, it triggers memories that flash back and recall to me like an 80s montage, some of the bootiness that I have myself seen. One of our subscribers mentioned, for hyperbole's sake, we'll say 12,842 greater shadows brought upon him by the Game Master after the Game Master realized that he was immune to the drain of some shadows that they had been attacking him with. The Game Master attacked him with them because he didn't know he was immune to them. He forgot. Now, the shadows, unless you got like a glowing magic aura and something, they might not ever be able to realize at all that you're immune to it. It's stupid anyway. It might just keep hitting you over and over again. This is actually a wonderful Game Master trick. As a Game Master, I use this all the time. Well, this guy over here is like a resistance of 10 to lightning. Take the lightning bolt, and then he's happy. I mean, he got jacked too. It's like, 30 points of damage. 20 still. But he's still happy because, I get to use my lightning. Instead of being like, oh, he has that. My wizard doesn't know who has resistance to lightning. Why not crack it off on him? Not every time. Not every time. But throw enough his way that he actually gets to use resistance to lightning. Don't go, oh, he has resistance to lightning and so does she, so I better plan a guy that's all fire. No, go with lightning. The guy could do more, If I yell 45 points of damage, that's a lot more impressive than 19. And I can do that when they're already knocking points right off the top anyway, because they have the resistance. You're playing to them. And they're happy they got to use their ability. Man, players, the things they hate the most is, man, I never got to use my abilities in that game. Boom, right there, you 2 for 1. You were able to put more powerful foes against them and play right into their abilities. Again, don't make it transparent. Don't do it all the time. But you can do it, and it works well. And players are happy about it. Plus, they can actually survive this horrible beating you're putting on them. Works really well. However, when you specifically don't target or specifically rewrite things around that, bring it how it needs to be. And if you're specifically trying to keep the pain off them, because they're going to be immune to it. It's like, oh, he's got a ring of immunity to fireball. Oh, I'm not going to throw fireball at him. Now, your NPCs aren't necessarily stupid. If they, for some reason, know that, play them accordingly. If for some reason they throw fireball at him and, he just walks right through it, that wizard's not going to be like, oh, let me throw a flaming arrow at him. It's like, oh, he's immune to fire. Okay, I got a 16 intelligence. I can figure that out. So let me go with some melt acid arrows right in his eyeball. Oh, you like that? And he doesn't. So a wizard might do that, but that doesn't mean he's going to know right off the bat the first time. Remember that as a game master. Use their advantages to your advantage in terms of actually making the game more fun. Let them have that scene where that guy's immune to fire, boom, gets hit with a fireball and just walks right through it. That's awesome. That's a badass scene. Describe it. Go how he's walking through it, like his clothing are burning, a scissor around him, but he didn't go, damn, he's walking tall right towards a man. Takes him and just clubs him down. The wizard's like, oh, begging off, like the wizard can't believe that somebody could just walk through his fireball and nothing. You could have a great scene like that. It could paint a very interesting deal instead of just playing, my monster didn't get you. It's good if your monster didn't get him. What do you want to do? Slaughterhouse Game Master everybody? At the same time, you want the monster to be challenging and tough. An interesting experience. So, when you're a game master, remember, the monsters you have, the NPCs you have, the antagonistic encounters, beneficial encounters, the NPC only knows what the NPC knows, whether it's a monster with a certain intelligence, or it's the bartender, or it's a wizard, whatever it is. It only knows what it knows. Only work with that knowledge. Don't take what you know and give it to the NPC. A lot of game masters try to do that for their badass NPC. The NPC does not come off badass. It comes off like, ooh, that NPC is butt. And they'll resent it. They'll know where you got the game master information. Your players will start hiding shit from you, too. When they don't respect you enough, they're like, ooh, yeah, and they'll have some shit on the slide. And they won't bring it up until the time is right. They won't bring that spell up. They won't bring that magic item up. They'll hope you forget. And you might when you got a lot of stuff going on. And then they go, oh, no. Because they don't have a trust relationship with you. But if they know you're calling it down the line, some systems they call the game master a referee. You referee got to call it across the line. The NPCs you're playing, that's not your team. That's just a team. And the party is a team. Each player is a team. Whatever it is, you're calling it right down the line even. You understand? You're there for the story. You're there for the integrity. That's your job as a game master. Whatever system you are, they're there to enforce the integrity. You're there to make it believable. You're there to make it fun. Doing that doesn't do any of those things. And I'll tell you, it doesn't make your NPC look cool. It makes him look more bitch ass than anything else. It's like, oh, he's just the game master himself has just put all this stuff together. Just put all this out there for himself. Trying to look clever, but you don't look clever. You actually want to make an NPC badass. Make him a powerful ass NPC, and then just riddle him with some weaknesses. Make him not know everything. Like the worst thing, they'll come in. Oh, I know everything. Then you go in, it's like, yes, I know everything about magic. And then it's like, they flick to something else. What do you know about this? It's like, he starts giving us some information that's sketchy. They're like, oh, wait a minute. Hey, that city's not there. No, I think it is. Yes. No, dude, it's definitely not there. I'm from there. It's, in fact, you got a whole wrong country. Oh. So when you have something like that, when they show a little ass, when they show a little fault and fallibility, that NPC becomes massively more interesting because it gets fucking real. No one is just, I'm the font of all information and everything that I do is credible and I'm badass. You wouldn't want to see, if you saw a movie with that guy, you'd be like, ooh, who wrote this bootiness? It's the frailty that makes him human. It's the small things that are omitted, the weaknesses that make it believable, relatable, interesting, and ultimately badass. So, put that in there. Remember, less is more, and that applies so many times. Having those little weaknesses, not being 100%, I am going to just maul through everything. I'm going to know everything. I'm going to always be a step ahead of you. No, no. If you want to run a character like that, have him think he's a step ahead, but actually be a step behind. And maybe just one of the PCs, have them in a way where they can pick up on it. And then they can exploit that, make it a weakness, instead of an actual, authentic, bona fide part of the game. Like, I am a step ahead. Doesn't matter which one, a step ahead. Or some other way to track, flavor that sort of individual. And never, ever bring the game master knowledge. Your NPCs have no more right to your game master knowledge than the PC's characters have right to their knowledge outside of the game. And what you know about their character sheets, even more so. And just like that first level character, ain't got no damn business to go, I put fire on the troll's body. Why did you do that? I read the boss manual. That's the only damn answer for that one. Now, don't give me some, it was a ranger. No. Just out of the line. I've seen that over and over again in places where it's ridiculous. Same thing with a game master. if you know the player has some weaknesses, if you know the character has some strength, and you just try to work around them, you try to avoid them. You don't play to them. You just okay. What you have the ring of shadows, so I can't level drain you, and you have the cloak of fire. All right, so he fireballs you and level drains you. What? Well, why did he go the other way? Oh, well, because he knows. Oh, how with his 7 intelligence he knows? Yes, he does. He knows all kinds of stuff. He gets incredible, ridiculous. And the players, once they know, you'll call it down the line. I mean, maybe one time you do boom hit him that way, but the next you go the other way, and you level drain the guy that can't be level drained, and you fireball the guy that can't take fire damage, and they go, we are getting into a believable situation. The surprise factor, have surprise register on your NPCs. They don't have that knowledge, they don't know what's going on. Oh, that's wondrous. What? Or or the PCs are trying to lie to him. My God, man, don't just go. Oh, well, he knows. Man, just let him go, man. Let him get led around and lied to. That could create a wonderful scene. Like if they're bullshitting, a kick-ass Duke, or they're trying to pull it over on the bartender. Fuck cares if they skip out on 2 gold, man. It's not going to mess your game up. If they pull it out and have a little interesting scene out of it, roll with it, go with it. Don't just have everybody knowing everything and so forth. It creates a terrible situation, both in a combat and in a non-combat encounter. It's just a terrible thing. Remember, all the shit you know in real life outside the game has nothing to do with what any of the characters, player or non-character, know inside the game.